U.S. Switzerland facing off later today, 1 p.m. Pacific time on the NHL Network. I'll be ringside here in Moncton. Steven Nelson, Dave Starman will be on the call today. Excited. It's a big game for these two teams. You know Switzerland's going to come out fired up. They have won twice in this tournament, once in a shootout, once in overtime. So this is a team that has an opportunity to potentially medal, fight for a medal, contend for a medal. We don't really expect Switzerland to get a medal. This was a team that before the tournament, you were talking about, would they get into the relegation battle? Is that going to be between Switzerland and Latvia in this group? But they've won 2 games. Of course, it started with a big win over Finland in their opener. And this is a team that has some good structure. They played together for a long while, and they have some attributes that will make life a little bit tough for the Americans. Let's talk about them first. They need a little bit more scoring. Of the 23 players in the tournament who have more than 2 points, none of them play for the United States. They have a number of players with 2 points, and that depicts the spread out scoring that Rand Pecknold advocates and says that he has, because this is a team, as he says, that doesn't have any fourth line, just 4 lines that he and the coaching staff believe can score. In order to be able to do that, of course, that requires checking, good team play, and that hasn't been consistently there for the Americans over all 60 minutes. So among the topics that were addressed when they spoke yesterday and when they spoke today, checking, puck management. Puck management is a big key, not turning the puck over in inopportune areas. You can say that the U.S. has lost to Slovakia last night, largely due to some puck luck there. But the United States also got into their own trouble themselves by committing unforced errors and having trouble managing the puck and getting it into the hands of the players that can do damage. Pecknold said that the team played a little bit too cute. This is a team whose identity has to be that north-south game, move the puck quickly. They've showed that in flashes, playing with a really good pace. Need to do that consistently against Switzerland, because Switzerland's a counter-attacking team that has a good defensive base, good size on their back end. 9 players playing in major junior hockey. They have 2 draft picks, including another pretty elite player that you're going to see in this tournament in first rounder of the Dallas Stars, Liam Bixell. He didn't play in the summertime tournament as he was still having agreements that had to be worked out, and that's probably a little bit of a diplomatic way to put it with the Swiss Ice Hockey Federation. But this is a better Swiss team than the last time the U.S. faced them and beat them 7-1 over the summer. Switzerland is, again, a team that has developed a little bit more identity, and as we've talked on the broadcasts and through our conversations with the coaching staff, much better parity in this year's tournament. Slovakia is a year older. Czech is certainly a team with every right to go out and challenge for a medal, just as they did in the summer. So Switzerland, another one of those teams that can't be overlooked. They're also led by Tommy Albielin, former New Jersey Devil, a Swedish player who is an assistant coach with this Switzerland team. So for the United States, they're going against a team that has 1 bronze. 1998, and they're going to be fired up. This is going to be a very intense game. They're going to have to manage that puck early. The Swiss have made the semis only 4 times since 1978, though they did do so recently in 2019. It's a 25th meeting between these two teams. The U.S. has won 22 of them. Switzerland has not won any. They've tied twice. So this might be among the more compelling matchups that you'll see between these two teams. Had a lot of fun earlier today, too. And again, thank you for staying with us here just to give you another update of what has been going on up here in Atlantic Canada in the Maritimes. Great time working with the TSN crew. They've been great to work with. NHL Network has been great to work with. And we've been traveling out, going to a couple of like the Atlas Obscura type places in the area. Yesterday, we went to Magnetic Hill, which is something that works best in the daytime. It's kind of like a mystery spot type place where when you descend a hill slowly, it appears as though you're going uphill. It's an optical illusion that has to do with the surrounding areas. That was a lot of fun still, even though we kind of just had to walk up it in the snow, couldn't drive it. And then earlier today, we went to the lobster capital of the world. A lot of people know the city of Shediac, New Brunswick as. And they also lay claim to having the world's largest lobster. That is not entirely correct, though there is a massive structure that welcomes you into town just before going over the bridge into this small fishing community. And so it's actually the third largest lobster in the world. It was our installation that was built in 1990, but it has since been surpassed by larger lobsters constructed in South Australia and Xinjiang, China. So more to come there. And I have a weird obsession too. I want to get to Prince Edward Island. These places over the summer are the lobster and oyster capitals of the world. So a real culinary center in such a sparsely populated and difficult to get to area. It's amazing out here. More photos coming up of what I just shared. And enjoy the game tonight, USA against Switzerland.